Hello, one and all, and welcome. My name is Fear. This is Battle Vortex. And Mitzi is MIA. I don't know, she must be sleeping. But, so we're just going to have to... Yeah, and I'm listening to Highlander tell me that they can't hear me in the Discord, which is fine. So anyway, yeah, today we're going to talk about, you guessed it, Crowfall. There's a whole bucket list of stuff that come out today. So we are going to talk about that. And, oh, look at that. T-Pose is in the house. We're going to get into that in just a moment. Alrighty, so, and yes, I know I couldn't hear you in the Discord, or you couldn't hear me in the Discord. So today we are joined with our lovely co-host Extreme, hello Extreme.
Yep.
And our special guest today, Highlander. Hello, Highlander.
Not so special.
You're incredibly special. As you see, we're watching cuts from my our first event that we had in the EK. Wasn't super busy, but it was super fun. So, man, there's so much to talk about. I'm afraid to even get started. How's things going in Crowfall for you guys?
Good so far. No problem.
I can't complain. It's the first time in a week I've been able to get back on.
Oh, well, then good. You don't have that many complaints then.
Yeah, no, I've been on to sit there and find anything to complain about.
I've got another 4 or 5 pages of complaints, so you're in good shape.
Oh, okay. I can always think of something.
Well, yeah, no, don't worry. I thought of it for you.
Okay.
Never fear.
Should I just get the obligatory soulbound items and a personal chest thing out of the way then?
Well, yeah, they even gave us a new personal chest. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did, but does that sit there and solve the underlying issue for those who didn't get it?
Well, no, we're not talking about the issue. We're just talking about the free stuff.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
I like free stuff.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, they don't fix issues. They just give us free stuff.
If I can't put my personal soulbound shit in it, I'm not interested.
It's actually kind of cool. I actually don't have the game loaded, or else I'd show you guys what it looks like. It's actually really good. So, I'll get to that eventually. It won't be in this video that we're playing today, though. If you haven't tried Crowfall, obviously there's links in the About section below the video or in the description below the video. If you want to try it out, they've done a lot of changes. We've talked about those changes. We talked about them last week, some of them. And then also, yeah, we never stopped playing, so we've been bared witness to the multitude of changes they've made. Extreme went from a non-paying customer to a paying customer, which was a big deal. So he was one of the last holdouts for giving up the VIP money. So if you do use those links, you can try the game for free for 10 days, and then after which you can get 25% off any of the game packs. So the base game pack is like $11, which is super cheap. 10-day free, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was okay. My free trial was 7.
Well, you got the free trial way back though. That was way back before they.
No, I made another alt account to try some stuff out.
Oh, I see. Well, that may have changed. I don't know if it's a recent, and it's only 7 days now. They haven't announced that yet, that I know of. So we're gonna go over, before we get into the meat. Today's main topic, obviously, is going to be the patch notes for the upcoming 7.7 release, which has got it includes the game fixes, but it also includes the dregs changes. Dregs is one of the campaigns in the game, and there's going to be some major changes there. Shadow, I don't think is changing a whole lot. I think basically they're I don't know why they went the route they did, but they're basically changing the more popular mode of gameplay, which is dregs, and they're basically upending it for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe somebody pissed the devs off. I don't know, but it should be interesting, and it's going to provide streamers with the ability to have more to show on the screen, which, we talked about that in great detail last week. What they call that and why you shouldn't use that term. So one of the first things I wanted to tell you, and the reason I know that they're going this direction, I had my suspicions last week. I was telling you guys, that it looked like they were trying to entice the older players to come back, or the streamers, or both, with Gordon Walton Tyrant, the executive producer, saying that there were over 110,000 people with access to Crowfall. Ongoing access, which, like I said, basically just means they have VIP or they bought the game or whatever. It's not active players by any stretch of the imagination. But I think maybe one of their first orders of business is to try and return the low-hanging fruit to the fold, the people that have already invested or otherwise bought into the game. So the reason I even think of that more now is I was on a stream the other day. Marquee Dragon was actually streaming Shroud of the Avatar, which is technically, to me, is like the spiritual other half of this game that's missing. Shroud of the Avatar is an MMO as well, made by the other half of the team that made this one, and pretty much they all worked on Ultima Online and DAOC and Shadowbane and all these other games. So, there's this big collective of folks that have touched on these games, and they all kind of went their own ways, but then they all end up making the same game, except they leave out giant chunks of it. And if they just merged those two games together, it would probably be the perfect MMO ever. But that's just my opinion. In any event, so I was talking to Marquee Dragon, who's obviously a friend of the show, friend of the channel, and he was streaming Shroud of the Avatar, and he said that he was coming back as soon as Crowfall makes an announcement that he would be back. So I'm not sure exactly which announcement it is, but it could be just the 7.7 patch that he's waiting for them to release for him to come back. And he's one of those ones that also, he likes to show the sieges and battles and that kind of thing. So he's a streamer and he does it for a living. So get more of my opinions on streamers and how they do that for a living in last week's episode. It was pretty brutal. So
you still friends with any of them after that?
No, streamers don't get out much, They're not like me. I actually watch all the content and then, figure out what everybody's doing so that I can kind of get a feel for what's going on out there. A lot of streamers don't do that. If they're doing it full time, they really don't have time. I absorb a lot of content. I got a lot of time on my hands comparatively because I don't do it for full time. So, and in my line of work, playing YouTube videos or watching Twitch streams is okay. So I do that a lot. And, yeah, so I know way more about them than they know about me. Let's just put it that way. Like Marquee Dragon had no idea I was doing a weekly podcast for this show. He even asked me, "Do you still play Crowfall?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, every day." So, in any event, yeah, they don't pay as much attention to me as I do to them. But that gets me in the know who's doing what. So I did talk to him. He's coming back apparently. I don't know about Rufio, but like I said, Rufio's probably their main. I mean, they put it keeping the game with his name on it. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah.
They don't do that without some kind of love going on there. Right.
Yeah. We need to stop sucking his dick, though.
Okay, well, I mean, there's that opinion, but that's
He's not even playing. He's off playing some other bike.
Doesn't mean
Actually,
he won't come back. Though.
well, he did something though. He must have did something for him. That they
Yeah,
appreciate.
I mean, we talked about this. Didn't you say he deleted his Twitch or website or whatever?
Well,
his
yeah, I
Twitter
mean,
account that involves-
he's throwing a that's what they all do. They throw a little tantrum, and then the game companies are reacting to it. So this is their reaction to that. They want him to come back. He obviously maybe he brought in a lot of customers. I don't know. I've only brought in about 11, so I mean, there's that. But then again, it's like I told you, I'm not trying to be the most popular. I'm just the people that come here. They want to be here, and God bless them. Yeah. Rufio's doing a lot of cycle. T-Pose is in there talking. Yeah. Okay. So T-Pose also saw that stream that I was on talking to
Marquee Dragon.
Yeah. So in any event, yeah, something's up. They're definitely. I hope and pray that this is not. They better not try to do a big relaunch right now. This game is not ready yet. It's just going to get rejected again. There's still so much to fix and so much to get right. And I mean, with the spawns the way they are, I don't know if they need to move to bigger servers. They need to do something major. I mean, the way Marquis talked about it, he was like, well, they're probably not going to spend all the money they had left over on the game. And I thought, well, I mean, does that mean you just think they're just going to cheese it and just spend a couple bucks and call it good? Or do you think they're really going to try to, I mean, according to what Monty said, he said he could take the game and make it, what it was supposed to be. And I assume that means they were going to, I mean, it's going back into full production. I mean, I don't know how much all that stuff costs. I know Crowfall made a ton of money when they did their Kickstarter, and they burned through, most of that. And, like a lot of these game companies do, they get into feature creeps and all that. And I thought Crowfall would not do that, but at some point,
Every game's going to do that.
Things do. So they happen. I don't know how they happen, but they happen. So I don't know. We'll see if they they're currently not. I mean, other than the I know T-Pose was mentioning God's Reach. They're not. They're still not on board with the whole having a world in the game part yet. At least they're not showing any signs of it. And I think that that's just going to be detrimental to them if they don't. They did put in a lot of new player stuff that is good. Like they have tooltips on a lot of stuff that pop up when you walk by or touch them or look at them, which I think is really good. That is better than what they had before. It would be nice if they had a full questing system in it. I know some people don't like the questing, but I do. Matter of fact, that's how I play a lot of games. I just do all the quests, and then I win. Yay! So, in any event, let's break into the show here. The show I'm going to start with. I want to summarize some of what the Turning the Knobs by Blixtev post from last week kind of means to me, and maybe some things that may make sense, may not, to developers and end gamers alike. We're going to talk about that. Obviously, the boys are here, and they've got some stuff, and we're going to get into all that. So I think that, when we were talking about, you guys remember Blixtev's thing from last week, right?
Yeah.
And we went through the whole spiel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think one thing that he said that I think we should refocus their heads on is, he said, we started out to make a game you can win. And I thought, what if we just change that focus a little bit and change it to a game you want to play? What do you think of that?
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. There's no point in winning a game if no one else is playing it.
Right. That's
Also, how do you win an MMO?
You don't. But I think what he's trying to say is even playing field, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's fine. I mean, I have no problem. I mean, a lot of the Dreg stuff that we've talked about, and what we will talk about more about today, I'm sure, there's some positives there, but I don't know how positive. I'm not sure yet. If you read the patch or the forum posts and stuff in the Discord, there's a lot of confusion right now. There are a lot of people just kind of going nuts, like, what the hell's happening here? And that's going to be a thing for a minute. They did change focus kind of fast, like whoop, okay, now we're doing this, So it's like, okay. Alrighty then. We went from, the last idea that we were talking about was just taking the training wheels off of Dregs and just making it the world, and just getting rid of all the gamified crap, and then next thing I know, they're turning it into a short campaign. So
a short campaign where you still have to PvE level.
Yeah, and it's just we're going to talk about that too. Winning is definitely subjective. Hello, Charles. And definitely you win when you think you won. You know what I mean? There's no actual end game. So you can win just by logging in, by spending that $11. You can win, and that's all you got to do. Getting more than two people to agree to what winning is pretty much impossible. They all have their own thing, and that's, you got to do this and you got to do that, and it's a pretend war, right? So we're having a pretend war. If there's points on a scoreboard, you win by the points on the scoreboard. Now, I was even trying to teach some of these Earthers that, they were like, well, you guys are losing the campaign. I was like, yeah, but I'm winning. I'm like, I was like second on the leaderboard. I said, I've never been that high before. I was all proud of me. I won that campaign. Now Moon lost, but hey, who cares about Moon? I was worried about me. Moon ain't losing this time, I'll tell you that. Anyway, so there's just so much. There's so many other games out there that offer so much more in the area of my time is important. Crowfall has a complete disregard for your time. I mean, with all the timers and all the things and all the, you know what I mean? It's a very tight schedule. Like you can go ahead.
No, I was just agreeing with you. I mean, I can understand the schedule in MMO. Every MMO's got a schedule, but this one's like a girlfriend planning your weekend for you.
Yeah, like your whole life. It's like
you don't get a say in it.
Yeah, you don't even get to discuss that. Well, yeah, because a lot of the Crowfall things that you can do are very important things. They're very strategic. I think strategic, in my mind, when I think of strategic, I think of you should be able to attack anyone, anywhere, for any reason. You know what I mean? And I don't like that I can only go attack this guy between 7 and 8 p.m., and on a Wednesday or on a, whatever day it is. And if I fail, I don't get to try again until, 3 days later. That kind of rubs me the wrong way in some aspects.
Yeah, but on the flip side, I understand the need for a schedule.
I do.
You just need to tone it down a bit. Because, you guys know I used to play a game called Ark Survival Evolved, right? And on there, you could sit there and raid each other's bases and blow stuff up, but there was no schedule to it. So the main strategy was wait until your target's offline so they can't.
Well, of course. Yes, of course.
Yeah. It's great for the attacker, but shittier for the defender, and it damn near killed the game. Well, so I understand the need for a schedule or something like that.
I guess it's nice in a way, but I just kind of, Yeah, I
But
understand that.
the schedule is too big, I think, is the issue.
Well,
There's too much going on.
when you're playing a game like Crowfall, though, technically there should be people on 24 hours a day, and any of those people can defend or assault. So
You got to find some real dedicated players, though.
we used to have them in Vega Conflict.
Do we still have them now?
Well, they don't play Crowfall, but maybe they're still in Vega Conflict. I don't know.
Who knows? But I mean, you're right. To pull that off, you would need a very dedicated player base with someone on at least at all times to guard. And I mean, that's what happened with Ark. The player base shrunk.
Yeah.
But I mean, it worked, I guess.
Well, I'm just saying, as far as mechanics go, I prefer just to be able to do whatever I want when I want, and maybe the timer thing is great. I'm not a huge fan of the 2 timers a day thing, because basically the first timer is kind of a waste, because everybody's going to wait for the second one because that one's more permanent, right?
Yeah.
What's the point of hitting it the first time if they're just going to turn around and take it back in 3 hours? I mean, that just it's kind of meh,
Yeah, I'd say keeps, and I haven't looked at the timers a bit, so I don't know if this is already anything, but keeps siegeable once a week. So, just to have it spread out, and then your forts maybe twice a week, and the outposts just leave alone. Who cares about the outposts?
Nobody.
But
No, they're
building.
fun, though.
Yeah, but the forts and the keeps never should be able to be sieged twice in a day, ever.
Well, the keeps weren't, but the forts are.
Yeah.
And I noticed that they're changing that and the dregs. And somebody was complaining, once a day. Oh my God! Now we got to do this and that. It's like, oh my God, you guys, come on. They'll nitpick over anything.
I didn't get that.
Yeah, I didn't understand that whole. You have to check it less, so you're upset. I don't. Yeah, okay. Anyway, it's like whatever, dude.
All I heard is no fort will have more than 1 siege a day. See, if it was a bad idea, we had to siege log every 2 days to secure our keep. Now we have to log in multiple times in 1 day to secure our fort. That makes no sense. You log in once a day to secure your fort, unless you have multiple forts, in which case you're doing that anyways and with the normal schedule. So nothing's essentially changed.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. Sometimes the guys go off on a tangent, and I don't know what they're trying to get at, but I don't agree.
I guess the only thing he's complaining about, since forts and dregs should now be on level with keeps, since there are no keeps, I guess that's what he's complaining about. But I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
If there's the same, I mean, unless they've reduced the amount of forts, it sounds like he's complaining for the sake of complaining. I'm just not getting
I think that he is at this point. I think a lot of them now, I mean, they've been around too long. When you get too close to the flame, you get burned. Anytime you get so far into it, when you get that deep, deeper than deep as what I do or deeper, it's very easy to get sucked into the vortex of said game and just start being very bitter about everything.
That is a dark vortex to get sucked into.
Yes, it is. And you just got to be careful of that sometimes. And I had to tell many an arbiter, and an arbiter were people like Extreme and Highlander that would come talk about games with me or talk about games without me, depending on the show. But I had to tell them many a time, when you get to that point, you gotta walk away. And it doesn't mean you have to quit the game forever. You just need to walk away. Go do something else, go out in the world and find something else to do and get your mind off of it a little bit and relax, because you can't force the development teams to do exactly what you want. They're never going to do it. So just take your wins, take your losses, and when you're too tied up in it, just get out and do something else for a while. And maybe you come back, maybe you don't. But either way, it's better for your health, your mental health, and our mental health, because we don't got to listen to your ass.
Yeah. Shit. Wow. But yeah, I'm looking at the post explaining all the new dregs features. I'm looking at the pictures in there, and each map looks like it's anywhere from 2 to 4 forts per.
Yeah, so they want you guys to fight. Yeah, this is the whole premise of this whole thing is to to shrink everything down so that people have to fight. If you're gonna be there, you're pretty much gonna have to fight at some point. So
Yeah.
be
Well, I mean,
prepared. And now that they've turned all the little passive crafters into murderers, this should be a no-brainer.
yeah, and I'm not even talking about that. It's dregs. You're gonna fight anyways. I'm just saying
Hmm?
this isn't like the normal dregs for you do log in once or twice a day to sit there and guard your keep or whatever. I mean, you have way more forts than keep, so log in, pick a fort and log in
Yeah, you're gonna have
once.
to be a little more selective as to what you're taking. It's like
Huh.
I told our guys, we like to go in and just take everything, and then we end up getting screwed because now we're babysitting the whole world, and that's very difficult. So like this time, for example, we still got way too much property, but at least it's manageable from a standpoint that the times that they go up for siege are within our play window, so we don't have to stay up, till all hours of the morning, to try and keep all this stuff under control. So it's better this campaign, but yeah. So that's something you're going to have to decide. Owning property is not the end all beat all, especially not in a shadow situation, because what people like to do is they like to give other people work to do.
Yeah.
So they'll go get all this stuff, and then they'll be like, "Okay, you guys have fun," and then you're like, So, and then they go off and do some other crap and leave all this stuff for you to deal with. So,
Yeah.
and I'm of the mind, if you take it, you babysit it, you own it, because I don't want them giving me work to do. I don't want. I don't got time for that. If you catch it, you keep it. Keep what you kill. You remember that?
Yeah.
Riddick. Riddick. You keep what you kill.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that makes you think about what you're killing and what you're gonna do.
Yeah, and it looks like in dregs now with the increase, force becoming more important, you're probably gonna get more scorched earth tactic.
Yeah,
Take one fort and deny everybody else.
I like that tactic. As a matter of fact, oh, Kitty's here. So so I guess as what Charles is saying, the thing is Charles, what happens is sometimes people don't even realize how obsessed they are, right? So I used to have to be the guy that would go in and go, "Hey, man, you kind of like lost the plot a little bit here. maybe you should take a break." And people get in denial about it. They don't want to stop. They just want to keep going and going and going and pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing. And eventually they're just not heard anymore. They just go off into the void because people just go, "Yeah, they're gone.
Yep.
They're done." So we'll wait till they figure it out. And sometimes it takes people a little while.
Yeah, there's a reason why I stopped doing battle pirates.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, when you get to that point where you're too salty, just walk away. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
I know people have a hard time wanting to walk away, but you just walk away. And then you'll feel better. In a few weeks, you'll be all better. Sometimes you don't even miss it. And you're just like, "Wow, I'm glad I stopped doing that. That was making me crazy."
Oh yeah, I was so happy I stopped doing that. My bank account was happy too.
Yeah, bank accounts can get happy that way. But so yeah, to finish that point, I mean, obviously, Crowfall has no regard for your time as valuable, and if you are okay with that, this is the game for you. So as far as turning the knobs, he was talking about turning knobs. I mean, besides the fact that I think that the game needs to move forward, not, when he was talking about, well, I'm digging through old tech to find, it's like you're looking through the laundry basket to find a shirt that doesn't stink, right? So to me, that's not the direction that I think that they should go. I think they need to move forward with, Gordon specifically said that now that they got this new capital, they got these new owners, they got all this stuff, this should give them access to fresh ideas and fresh ways of moving forward, not necessarily digging through the laundry basket looking for the shirt with the least wrinkles in it, right?
Well,
What? Go ahead.
there's another way to look at that as well, is looking at past mistakes learning from them and then trying to come up with a better version or new idea altogether.
Yeah, it's just not. That's just not what he said, though. He said he was
Okay.
looking through old tech to see what's usable, and
Ah,
I thought,
gotcha. Okay.
to me, that was just like, oh, so he's gonna dig through the laundry basket and try to find a shirt and then just rub it down so the wrinkles come out a little bit, and
Put a
then
little Febreze on it.
yeah, put a little Febreze on that bad boy and call it good. Yeah, no, I don't want that. I don't think that that's a good idea. I think that the turning the knobs per se. Okay, there's certain, like when he talks about turning knobs, he's talking about duration of the campaign, the rules in the campaign. I don't think that you should change the rules so much. Like if there's a certain, like if full loot, 99% full loot, except for what you're wearing is the standard, then I would stick with that. Because if you start screwing around, the biggest problem, a lot of people have is they don't understand the rules from one place to the next, right? So like you look at these little symbols and this is supposed to tell you everything you need to know, and you can only see what those mean at certain times, and it's very difficult. I think changing some of those knobs is just going to add more confusion to an already confused player base, right? But I think what would be cool is if the objectives change. So a race for progression is all well and good, except that's not going to hold us over forever and ever, right? We don't want to race to progression every single time. Sometimes we might want to play capture the flag. Sometimes we might want to play, hide and go seek, King of the Hill. All these those objectives are knobs that I would be more interested in them turning.
Yeah, I would say this particular Dregs campaign is more of a theme, and I'm all for new campaign themes. Diablo 3, for example, with their season stuff, they do that very well, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Each season has a new theme. They've had to recycle a few because they've had so many, but point is it works.
Right.
So I want to see King of the Hill, actually. I want to see how that would work. Have just one keep in the entire campaign. One massive keep.
There's tons and tons of things they can do with the campaign goals, with the objectives, right? But messing around with the length of the campaigns and all that stuff, those are just irritants. You know what I mean? Those are irritants to the player, but those aren't exciting. Okay, that's not exciting to me to wonder if we're going to have a 30-day campaign, a 12-day campaign, a 10-day campaign, a day campaign. I don't want to get into all that. If the campaign's called Dregs, that means something. Okay, that if Dregs means a certain rule set, that's what it should always be. That's whether or not you change the like they have the different season challenges. The entire campaign could be a challenge. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, Sky Point, as T-Pose has mentioned, Sky Point is like got everything right there. You just get into it, you start playing it. And the only downside to the Sky Point is they treat it like a bad penny, right? So you can get all this stuff, but you can't do anything with anything. It's like it's a complete waste of time. And by the time you get to the end of it, that you just wasted all that time for nothing because you really didn't learn anything. And you didn't, that's why I think it should be more like an amusement park. But as far as Dregs goes and the turning of the knobs, I'm not sure why they chose Dregs to do that. They could have easily made another campaign to do that. But I think that they're afraid that it's just going to split the player base even more, which I think if you offer good systems and a good game, you could have all those things active at the same time. And I think they know that, but I think they're too afraid of diluting what they have, which I think that if you make something good, you'll just get more people and it won't even matter. Like the old timers they're not easily swayed into doing stuff, right? So they're abruptly going to turn that thing upside down, and now they're shaking the Dregs out. Here we go. Let's see who's going to stick. How many of them are going to go to Shadows? How many of them are going to just complain until endless complaining? And how many of them are actually going to log in and then complain? That's one of the biggest problems I see in Discord and the forums a lot, is sometimes you see these people complaining that you've never seen before, and they're just sitting there complaining, and they're complaining about stuff that's not even true anymore, and you're like, going, why is he talking about that? They fixed that 10 years ago. In game time, that was 10 years ago.
Bring up shadows. It will be interesting to see how this new Dregs campaign does affect shadows, because there is going to be a limit the amount of people per guild that can actually go in.
That's an interesting thing as well, only because so Dregs was initially the big battle world, right? And I think that there is a place for that, just like there is in like EVE Online or whatever. But they want like handshake sieges and blah, 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 blah. And there's really only like 2 guilds that want that. So basically, I don't know why they just don't give that to them. Here you go, you two, hacks and death. Go beat yourselves up. Okay, have fun. Bye. Just let them I'd take all the timers out, everything off. You just let them just go ham on each other 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And maybe they'd be happy with that. But they're just going to – I don't think that there's any way to please that group, those 2 big groups, the Winter Blades. I may be saying these names wrong, so I'm not trying to diss anyone specifically. I'm just throwing names out there that I've heard. I have no familiarity with any of them outside of, what I see.
So the only 2 I know is Conquest and Winter Blades. I have.
Yeah, Hacks and Death and Winter Blades are the only 3 that people talk about them, but they're like these entities that you don't, like, I don't know who they are. Like, who are these people? Where do they live?
Death is the Alliance itself.
Yeah, I don't know, but you just hear about them. It's just an entity. It's a corporation. It's something. You don't know who it is. Who runs these things? I don't know. But, you never see them specifically. You only see the representation of them at the lobby level, right? You only see the shit talkers, the minions. Yeah.
The minions.
Yeah, you see their representation of, well, our guild's the best. Well, blah, blah, blah. We're against everyone. We're in the small guild association coalition thingamajigger thing. And you're just going, okay,
Fredo.
I'm Moon.
I'm just here to play the game.
Yeah,
dude. I just want to play the game.
I'm just Moon, dude. I don't care about none of that other crap.
Yeah, exactly.
Pro Association Treaty, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. You know about as much as I do. Nothing. But they talk about this stuff like it's super important. They're like, Hacks isn't going to like that. You guys taking outposts. And we're like, okay. All right.
Who's Hacks?
Yeah, who the hell is that?
It's like, that's my response.
Yeah. Who? So what?
Okay.
It doesn't. I don't care.
Contact me. Let me know what's going on.
No, they don't contact me either. They're always like they send some minion over to send a message. Well, blah 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 said this, and I'm going, okay. Who is that again?
Now, sweet somewhere delegating orders to go tell this person this, or I don't have no idea.
I told him. Well, that's the last thing I told the last delegate that showed up. I said, well, you tell whoever if they've got an issue, they can come talk to me directly. And I will let them know what I think about that. And no, they're not going to like it. So, to get back on track, now that we've alienated all the Dregs guys that we don't know.
Yeah, so who's influencing who at this point, that kind of attitude?
Yeah.
Are you influencing me or am I influencing you?
I don't know. I can't figure it all out, dude.
Dregs doesn't interest me, personally.
So,
Honestly, well, this new Dregs has got me interested. I kind of want to give that a try, though.
The feedback I'm getting from Dregs people that I've talked to, which are fairly large, they hate the naked thing. They're not even going to go do it.
So from what I understand, they mostly just hate that they have to level 1 to 30 in the temple area, which is PvE. That's the main thing they hate. Aside from that, they haven't complained about anything.
I don't know.
So
they hate the idea of going in there naked. I can tell you that much. The feedback.
Well, they want to take all their special gear. That's all. That's how they win. They can't win otherwise.
Spend a ton of money. Exactly right. That's exactly right.
I think it's a great idea, but it's not my gig.
I think it's an interesting theme for one season. If they did it over and over and over again, I could see that pissing people off because it kind of makes gear progression moot.
Well, yeah, it's actually more separation of of the gear as it is, because the imports, the way they do the imports anyway, people are just buying or getting free accounts or whatever it is just for the imports, so they can import all their stuff. You know what I mean? So they got tons and tons of stuff. They import all of it. I found, if I do any kind of crafting, taking 2 characters, I still am down to, like, I have 5 points left, 5 tokens left for the rest of the week. So, I mean, that's okay now. But I'm just saying, if I take 3 people, I would have already been out of tokens. You can't there's so much stuff that requires you to have multiple accounts. You have to do all this, importing, and then you got other people that use their accounts to import stuff for you. I mean, there's a huge amount of people just dragging all their junk to the dregs for a couple of weeks, where if they had just made dregs another part of the world like Skypoint with super hard rules where people could just go back and forth and just beat the shit out of each other all the time, I think it would have been just fine. I don't know why that had to be a campaign. That should have just been, this is the end game world. Go there. Have fun.
Turn dregs into the frontier wildlands of Skypoint.
Yeah, basically, and fix Skypoint so that it's more fun, right? Because they're not even trying to get people like addicted to the game. They're just like, okay, you do this and you do that. Okay, now go to one of the campaigns. They don't even tell you which one. Like, how do you know whether or not you want to go? I mean, Shadows is great. If you don't want to be gilded, or you just want to be a part of a faction system, easy peasy. You just go in there and you're part of a faction system, and you don't have to know anybody. You don't have to talk to anybody. Nobody can control you or tell you what to do. If you join a guild, you're expected in most guilds to do certain things. They're going to have expectations, and you're going to get paid out at the end by what you've done according to the guild leader or officer that takes the money at the end and doles it out. So and I don't like that system. I prefer just everybody do whatever they want, and you just split it all evenly and then call it good. But not everybody agrees with me on that. There's a lot of micromanagement in that game. But the complaints I see more than anything is that I don't see complaints about the rules changing. Like, I don't ever see anybody, well, gee, I wish they would have the rules changed to this time, and I think it should only be 75% loot this time. And no, what they complain about is that if you leave the world static for too long, in which they did, towards the end of Ace's tenure as the owners of the game, they did that. They ran the same exact campaign like 3 times in a row, and that's what people were complaining about. And if Blixtev is to be believed that people were mapping it to a static MMO, it was because of the fact that it was in fact a static MMO in those 3 months, and that's probably where the complaints are coming from, because that's when I got all the complaints. And if I get them, they really want to talk to somebody if they're talking to me. Okay. If what is acceptable, if the rules are accepted, if the core game is accepted, you don't want to screw with the core game too much. But if there's a group of people out there that just want to go beat the holy bejesus out of each other, let people create their own, campaign, which is something that this game is capable of doing. You can have them set up a campaign, put their own rules on it, and then hit go, and then everybody jump in and go play. You don't even have Monumental doesn't even need to be involved in that. They could set up their own rules. They set up their own thing. They have their own little, segregated world out there. Who cares? Let the rest of the player base actually play the game. I mean, those large groups really suppress. We've had it pretty easy because we've been in Shadow for one, and there's not been super huge numbers of people playing it. So we've been actually able to progress fairly easily. If the world was full, we would be screwed. You wouldn't be able to progress hardly at all. You would be getting killed all the time. There'd be hunter seekers everywhere. you would never get anything done, and the progression would be just stagnant as hell, and it would just not be fun. You know what I mean? There would be zero fun. So I just think like, hey, look, just if a big guild wants to go start a war with another big guild, let them start it. They do that in Black Desert, right? Like two guilds, they shake hands. We're going to fight each other. Let's fight. The world is created for them, and then they go do their thing.
They don't even do that. You can just sit there and straight up declare war on a guild.
Yeah, whatever you want to do. But I'm just saying, you don't need the game. The game doesn't need to drive every single little thing. I mean, you don't, even with the alliances and all that alliance stuff is just a tax on your whole ecosystem, because now you got to worry about, is this guy allied with that guy? Da, da, da. You can be allied with each other, just don't shoot them. You don't need all that stuff. I mean, Elite Dangerous was one of the things they were adamant about, like not going deep into the alliance and guild system, because you don't need it. And you know who you are by the uniform you wear,
Mm-hmm.
It's just like real life. You join a, and if you decide to change sides in the middle of it, okay. What are they going to do? Shoot you? Maybe not. You never know.
Yeah. With this current Dreg season, I'm kind of hoping they don't have alliances in it, because then you're just going to
I don't think they do. It's only 12 from a guild. That doesn't say anything about alliances at all.
It doesn't say they're not there either. But I think if you keep the alliances, you're going to have the same issue of basically maybe 12 people per guild, but they're still going to sit there and form these huge conglomerates.
Well, I mean, they're going to try, because that's what they're used to. That's what I'm saying. They're upending the whole thing. But I think if alliances were included, they would have said alliances.
Chat is saying they are.
They are?
Yeah.
Okay, well, they didn't say.
That'll be interesting how that plays out, because yes, it's only 12 people per guild, so they have to find a way to round to cheese that.
Okay, so maybe the alliances still work, but they're not going to be this. There's still going to be a limit. I don't know if the limit is the limit on the number of guilds or alliances and guild. So, I mean, if you have a 3,000 person or 300 person guild, you still only get 12 in your alliance, or it's still guild based? That's the part I'm confused about.
What I foresee happening, if they really want to sit there and Jesus, is they 48 hours minimum prior to the campaign starting, they start divvying up their current guild into smaller guilds.
So he's saying it's 12 from alliance. So why would anybody want to stay in an alliance then? You know what I mean? That would be dumb.
Wait, so it's 12 men per guild and only 12 guilds per alliance? Am I understanding that correctly?
No, the limit is 12 from the alliance or the guild / alliance. So if you're in an alliance, you could be totally not have any of your guild go in.
So it's only 12. Okay, so you have 12 people per guild and
per alliance and guild, both.
Oh, okay. Just
period.
12. I don't know how the Wildlands map thing works. All right, I've never had that capped. I've never been in an alliance. Basically, my Dregs experience lasted about 10 minutes before I said, "Fuck this shit."
Yeah, well, they're server wide caps. We've never, to be honest. I'm sorry, if I say your name, K Sewell. We only have like 5 people, so we don't ever run into that problem. So, sorry for our ignorance on that. 200 people in guild, but only 12 in the server at a time. Now that's gonna suck.
Okay,
yeah.
So you can have all your guildies in there, but the player cap per region / is now 12. Okay. So basically, all they did is they capped the number of players in the wild.
It's saying on the server, period. So that's
each map. So if you pull up your map in Shadows and you have the thighs and queef and all the different areas, those are each technically a different server.
What the hell, Kitty?
Am I getting it wrong now?
No, I think he's saying he said on the server. He said on the server itself.
Server,
not zones, not map. Server.
Well, I thought Wildlands was the zone. You just said it was 12 per in the Wildlands.
That's because that's currently in Shadow. There's Wildland zone caps.
Yeah,
but that's a zone cap. He's talking a server cap.
Okay.
Forget about the zone. It was just a reference.
Okay, I see what you're saying now. I got it now.
Server. We're
Yeah.
way bigger. That's
Okay,
a
so
whole
it's
different
still-
ball of wax.
So it's still 12 people for the entire server per guild.
Yep. Which means all the alliances should break up right now.
Okay, so
Because otherwise nobody's going to be able to play.
alrighty then.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you have people from Guild A and 12 people from Guild B, you can't have a 24-man alliance?
Nope.
Okay.
You can have a 12-man alliance.
Okay, got it. So it's 12-man guild/alliance. Okay.
Yep. The whole ball of wax. I'd break off any alliance I was in right now. If you have more than one person.
Okay, so basically alliances are enabled, but they're going to be almost
It's
useless.
worthless. Yeah, it's useless.
Yeah, okay.
Right. So yeah, that's intense. I'm not sure who pissed them off. I mean, why go that far? I don't know. But hey, I don't understand all the drama in the Dreg. So, but and I don't want to, believe me, that's too much. They come over to the shadows and start getting all that. Oh yeah, this guy's a member of that, and he's a spy, and blah blah. blah.
I think
if they're Moon, they're Moon. I don't care if they're spying for Earth. I mean, we've got actual accounts. We just go log into our Sun or Earth account and go spy on them. So I don't really care. You can spy all you want. Unless you're in my Discord, you ain't gonna know shit. Because we don't talk to each other that much in faction.
yeah. Okay, so I guess the alliances were pretty small, is what I'm reading in chat.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm just saying in the grand scheme of things, I would just, if I was in an alliance right now, I would just break off because there's no point. There's just no point to it. You're just going to end up cutting your own guys out. Like I said, if you got 1 or 2 people in your guild, okay, but if you've got 6, I'd say, break off that alliance. So your 6 guys can play. You know what I mean? Because you're just going to be screwing yourself. Now, they've actually talked about doing this for at least the next 3 campaigns. Because they're already talking about 7,800, 7,900.
Well, so you asked who they pissed off. My guess is they're trying to shake it up because if I understand correctly, I could be wrong. The last couple of Dregs campaigns, the winners have all been the same. And they've all been cheesing the system as well, using the alliance system for prizes, is my understanding.
Well, yeah, they're doing that in Shadows as well.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I don't agree with it. I know of it. I know it's been done. I know people that do it, and I don't appreciate it. I don't like it, but, at the same time, it's their game. They can play it any way they want. If they get in trouble, they get in trouble. If they don't, they don't.
Shadows are doing it kind of differently. In other words, they just come in and just sit and wait for the award. What I'm talking about in Dregs is the alliance itself collectively sits there and, let's just call it Death Alliance. They get into first place. Then at the end, they break the alliance up so that way the top 3 guilds are now taking the top 3 spots. And they're cheesing it that way. And they've been doing that, and I'm just using Death as an example.
Yeah.
They've been doing that for a while. So my guess is they're trying to break up that monopoly.
Yeah, and the Shadows, what they do is they'll have a character in each alliance and then just get them up to where they can get the rewards.
Faction.
Yeah, the faction rewards, and then they just do it that way, or, and then, you can do a lot of other things, like you can cheese out the divine rewards by, having either 2 characters and just switch back and forth between them, flip the flags, or do whatever you want to do. There's no I don't think there's any diminishing returns on that kind of stuff. So, I mean, I know people try it. I think that, but the way they deterred a lot of that stuff with the number of hours, plus I don't know if there's a limit to how many outposts you have to take, or how much divine you have to do, or whatever it is.
No, I think you just log in.
And then
towards the end, I started seeing a few Dregs people, what I assume were Dregs people, because I didn't see them all campaign, and they just start showing up in droves in the temple, and they just sit there for hours on end doing nothing, even in this current one.
Yeah. Well,
they
may not be penalizing it because they don't know how yet. So, they got it. Well, I mean, with the game design, they have to find a problem, then they have to figure out if there's anything they can do about it, and then they got to implement it. So sometimes it's not instant a lot of times, and they have to be able to reproduce the error. I mean, it's kind of a pain in the ass, right? Like, you know that they're cheating, and you may send in the reports and do all this stuff, but then it's got to go through QA, and then QA's got to make a report about it, and then they got to send it to the development team, and the development team has to look at it. They probably have to have a 10,000 meetings about it, and then they got to talk to the producer, and then they got to, it gets like really convoluted. So sometimes those fixes don't come in right away, but they have been penalizing some of these things, and they have been discouraging. Like, I notice a lot less of the dregs guys come over and screw around in the shadows because they actually have to do work now. It's not like they just can't come in their level 30s and just barrel through the entire zone and take everything on the map like they were.
Yeah.
And making the guards tougher was like one of the best things they ever did, because it's hard as hell for us to kill the guards, but it's impossible for them without it, because they have trouble. So many dregs people poo the shadows because they think of it as lesser than, so because they don't even know we get all the same rewards now. We get all the same node levels, and we can level up to 35 now and do all that stuff. They don't even know that yet. And until they wrap their heads around it right now, as far as they're concerned, it's less than. So I think, too, by doing this system with the dregs this next time, they're going to actually open some eyes to the fact that, Shadows is pretty darn cool, and it's a lot less drama. Because you know what? The dregs guys tried to come in and run Shadows like it was a dregs campaign, and we all ignored them. We're just like, they're like, this is the most important objective right here. And we're like, no, it's not.
It was less drama because none of them were here. It was just us and 6 Earthers and 3 Suns.
Well, now, but I'm just saying, in general, we had to poo-poo them because the conquest coins are terrible, but that's something they can fix. The conquest coins and the rewards were better. I don't know why I think they just cheesed them. Was another. Now they just cheesed them out because of whatever the dregs guys or whoever was doing, and now they're not even. It's not even worth it to do the campaign, in my opinion, because I worked really super hard last time, trying to get first place and this and yada yada, but then I got these rewards and I was like, okay, so where's the rest of it? So,
I could care less about the conquest coins because I can't spend it on what I want. I got to do some random box.
Break my durability. What do you do? This Castle is asking, out of curiosity, what do you do with your resources if there's no one to fight and break your durability?
Oh, your durability still goes down. Don't you worry.
Oh, yeah, we fight monsters all the time.
Yeah, there's enough. Yeah. So there's enough PvE going on where your durability is still going to take a beating. Oh. And PvP does still happen.
Yeah, we don't have heroic stuff in the shadow. We don't need all that.
You get your heroic body parts though.
Yeah.
But you don't have your choice of what.
Yeah, we don't.
It's random.
That gambling shit is terrible.
Conquest coins.
Yeah.
For shit that I didn't need.
Yeah, the heroic thing, we don't care about that in the shadow.
I am so pissed off about burning 6,000 coins for nothing.
I didn't even know about the heroic stuff until this campaign, and I was like, "Going what?"
Fucking horrible that you cannot choose what you want.
Is that like the legendary body parts?
Yeah, any of the body parts you get purple, whatever you want. Yeah, but you have to roll it. You're basically rolling it when you spend you hit the button, and what you get is what you get. Well, if you don't have that character,
I'm asking if heroic is the same as legendary.
Yeah.
Okay.
What you would use.
Okay.
To build your vessels.
No, it's got to be an additive or something.
Well, that's
heroic does not mean legendary. They would have called it legendary.
Not necessarily, no. But it's
heroic is an additive.
Put your additive, correct?
Okay, that's something. Yeah, we don't care about the heroic stuff. Nobody in the shadows.
Okay, Crystal's saying they're epic. They're just purple parts, but with better stats.
Yeah.
or additional stats.
Yeah, I
Well,
cared
so-
about it because I'm on my legendary vessel, and when you get to your legendary vessel, those parts mean a lot. Those additives are important when you get to that point.
Well, not if
Especially
the
if you're
people
building
you're
a
fighting
custom
don't
vessel.
have them either. I don't.
Well,
Well,
in
I don't
drag,
care about the people I'm fighting.
because so you're saying in drags you get to choose which body parts and stuff you want, and it's not an RNG box. Is that what you're saying?
I don't. How the hell do they work that out? The vendors don't know.
Never been to the dregs.
That's why I'm asking the dude
Yeah,
who has been.
that I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking way above my head, dude. I don't. Just more coin. Yeah, so they just get to gamble more, is all they're saying.
Oh, okay.
It's just
Yeah, I hate
that's
that.
just semantics, though. I mean, we can easily talk the devs into giving us more coins. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to curb the people exploiting the system just to get coins. So, but at the same time they're doing that, they're also discouraging the shadow people from even participating because we want to be rewarded just like the dregs guys do. I mean, we're doing a lot of work too. You know, it's not like we're just sitting. I mean, Moon, we have the entire.
Every day.
We are in there every single day, running that place.
Every single day.
And yeah. So when I go, if I get 1,000 coins, wow, why did I do that for? What was the actual reward? The only reward I got this campaign was that I was able to level from an uncommon vessel to an epic vessel in 2-3 weeks, which was nice. But yeah, other than that, I'm not expecting a whole lot. So yeah, I don't like the whole gambling system. I mean, it's a pseudo loot box system. The only reason it's not a loot box is because it doesn't cost real world money to get to roll. But I'm not a big fan of those. So
yeah,
I mean,
it's hours of my seat time to get those coins to make sure we win.
Yeah,
How to be able to spend those conquest coins on what I need for the game, not just take a gamble. I blew 6,000 for nothing. Absolutely not. I got one additive that I needed for my legendary vessel. One out of 6,000 conquest coins.
Yeah, those, and then a lot of times you can't even sell that
Bullshit.
stuff or anything. So
No, I have to give it away. I can give it to Dino or I can give it to Jack, and they can use it for somebody else's vessel. You're welcome. I spent all my seed time getting conquest coins for you. You're absolutely fucking welcome.
So my counter to that would be then let us choose what we want, but if you need to balance it out, increase the price if you have to, but let us choose.
Well, I don't mind
increase
if they
by
let
much.
people gamble because I know people like gambling. It's not my thing. I would prefer just to get what I want, and whatever that is. So
You get 2 to 3 additives in a chest when you pick it for 2,000 conquest coins. If
how
you pick a purple
often
chest.
do you have other players to fight as Moon?
This campaign has been started out pretty eventful, to be honest, and then towards the end, some sun started showing up, and it kept being eventful. So, just depends where you look.
Yeah, I mean we have much smaller numbers, so we don't need a whole. And when the dregs guys get bored, they come by and then they try to do their hunter seeker shit, the PK thing where they just try to go figure out where we're at and then they try to kill us or whatever. But since we've been operating as a group this time, it's been a lot harder for them, so they don't show up as much. Yeah. When we were solo more, they used to get us all the time. But now this campaign especially, we've been going out at least in pairs, and it's helped a lot because they're not bringing over their mains anyway. They're only bringing over alts. And they always bring over their cheese ball, 7,000 range alt that it's hard for us to catch them. But then what we do is we just get on the horn and call the other guys. So then we get like 4 or 5 guys out there to go kill them.
Yeah.
just to spite them, just to take that cheesy ass character back to the dregs where it belongs. But yeah, but heroic, we don't care about that. I don't even think that should be I don't even know why that's a thing. I don't know how much power one actually needs. It's not like, you're just supposed to fight. You're not supposed to, this isn't World of Warcraft. We're not fighting giant epic, raid bosses. The rewards for those suck too. So it's like, what are they fighting for? I mean, what, you're in a guild anyway, so unless you're trying to be Conan the Barbarian, solo master kung fu dude, I don't understand the whole point in trying to max your stats that far.
Oh, some people just like the PvP. I will say last Shadow season there was a lot more of that PvP going on, in my opinion.
Well, yeah, the Australians thought they were gonna they were gonna manipulate the shadows and win, but then we had more stamina.
Work out well for them.
No, we had more stamina than they did.
As far as this campaign is concerned, if you want a PvP, just go hang out around the hot zones. You're bound to find someone. But
yeah, or there's these streamers that get on and then they go around and say, "I'm looking for a fight." Oh, it's just fear. Okay, well, we're gonna move on, but fear's gonna be here if you need anybody.
One of my favorite things is when you get the guy that comes out of the dregs. Hey, I'm just testing a build.
I'm testing a new character, and it's got a
dreg build in the shadows against Club and fucking Seal.
Yeah,
so,
against the babies.
Test this. Yeah, give me a.
Yeah, so shadows, you're not gonna have dregs level of gear.
No,
they got 10,000
frequency of fighting,
armor class against the 400 armor class guy. I love it. It's great. It's like, come on, man.
Well, let's see. I need to change this by about a 0.5%.
I always ask them what the dregs guys won't help you test. I mean, they're geared better. They've got the same gear as you. Yeah, they might lose that to you. Yeah, if you want to know if you can seal club. Hey, dregs guys, if you want to know, can you seal club? Yes, you can. That's real easy. We die we're like paper. So you don't need to waste a whole,
We'll bleed out just like that, buddy.
You don't need to waste a bunch of conquest points just to find out whether or not you can beat the shit out of this.
Yes. The back and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, you can.
Beat a guy.
It's all good. Yeah, you can bludgeon us. It's fine. We know. And that's why we don't show up. And that's what pisses them off even more is when they show up. They come to our sieges and then expect us to have to go outside and fight them. When it's like
I had a $25,000 seed.
Yeah.
What was we thinking?
Yeah, well, we're rich. We just don't have the best gear. But we're filthy rich. We just don't have the best gear.
Oh, come on.
That was funny though. That was funny though. They come to the siege, lose their only trebuchet, and then complain when we refuse to go outside and fight them.
Yeah. It's like, look, you were knocking on our door. We did. You want to come over for some tea? Just ask. You don't have to go through all the trebuchet and the wall.
If you come inside the door, that's another story.
If you come inside, we'll talk to you. First. Yeah, we'll talk to you. We'll give you our best.
We're the defenders here.
Yeah.
You're supposed to come attack us.
Yeah, and I mean,
we failed is not my problem.
Yeah, I mean, we've kind of covered that, but yeah, the current reward systems are insufficient, and I don't like the way the guild rewards are handled. I mean, they're not giving us enough coins anymore. They don't give us all the gems and all the other shit. I used to get so much stuff, and I'd be like, wow, this is awesome. And I'd give half of it to Dino because I couldn't identify it as something that, bludgeons, stabs, or slices.
What? Because there's not enough information about the artifact that you have?
No, it's some kind of a stone, and that's shiny and glows. I don't know what the hell that means. Just get that out of here.
Got a paragraph at the bottom of what the origin or whatever the hell it is that you don't give a shit. Yeah.
T-Pose, that fight's old. This is a replay from a while back.
Hey, that wasn't a fight. That was just me and another guy having a conversation.
Okay. Isn't that when we it was last Shadows campaign, wasn't it, when you invited everyone into the
Oh yeah, when I was fighting with that wasn't even my main, that was one of my alts. But yeah, they came. We did an event, right? So we did an event where people come for, just for a PvP, turning on the PvP in the EK. And so we had some people show up, but they came in like their best gear and they were just wrecking us big time. And I said, you might want to dress down just a little. We don't have that kind of gear. They're like, oh, you just go buy it. Oh, really? You just go, how much is it? Oh, 230, 250K. And we're like, no.
Yes, we have improved.
Yeah, we don't have that kind of money.
Don't get me wrong. We have improved in the game.
Yeah, so, yeah. I've got 3 kills this campaign. I'm doing pretty good. I think it's 3. It might be 4.
Just the other night.
See?
I was thrilled, but I have 14, 15 deaths against 5.
Yeah, We're
But on
rich
the game
now.
assist,
Well, we're
Yes,
rich, but we weren't when
Weren't
that
then.
event.
That happened.
But even if we're rich, that doesn't mean we're getting good gear. We only get whatever gear when y'all put on a fucking vendor for us. We don't have the guy. We don't know the guy, right?
we have to go around to 9 million different places. So
Yeah, we have to go
Also,
look for it, and
rich
it's
is
not always what we want.
subjective.
Yeah, rich is
rich
very
is always
subjective.
subjective.
We are rich, and what's
Friendship
that-
is our coin.
friendship
We're
is
all
our coin. We're
billionaires.
billionaires. Yes, that's our thing. So, yeah, this was from the event. Actually, this video I'm playing on repeat. I should have researched. Well, the reason I have it on this instead of the game is because I'm actually looking at the test center so I could see the patch notes.
Yeah. Exactly, T-Pose. If I have a single stack of 100,000, I think I'm rich.
Yeah. So I guess outside of that, the only thing I'd like to say is what I think that
I guess I am rich then.
you are filthy
I have
rich.
6 stacks.
I have actually 3 stacks of gold right now, which
All
is
I
more
do
than
is
I've ever
grind for
had.
money because I'm so fucking bored in this damn game. There's nothing else to do.
She
Nobody else playing
see
it.
how
Nobody's coming to kill me anymore.
it didn't even shock him what I said.
No.
What did you say?
I said I have 3 stacks of gold.
Jesus.
Good job.
See,
Proud of you.
see,
You've been grinding good.
Yeah.
That's hard.
that's hard
I
for
don't
me.
even-
Grinding because at 10,000 or 12,000 around,
No.
whichever wood you go to, that's a lot of grinding, dude.
No,
I
we
have
don't
Not
craft.
even a full stack.
We have one crafter dude, and he does everything, but he's not like he's a what do they call that? He's a jack of all trades, master of none. So we don't get that kind of gear. So we don't even care about that kind of gear.
We boot people out of here for mentioning the word crafting in here. Be careful crafting.
T-Pose is switching to Sun. He's a kill on site now.
Well, we have guys in Sun too. We have guys in Earth and Sun.
T-Pose, I haven't even seen him in the game in forever.
Well, because he
Coming
said
to
he's
this
not coming
part.
back till they get content, which you missed the show last week. That
Does
we
he
talked
stream?
about content, the whole show, huh?
Does T-Pose stream?
No, he's in Australia. He can't stream. Well, he can, but barely. He is the content. That's right. That's right. That's perfectly acceptable to hear.
You are
So,
the content.
what I think
You
Monumental
are
needs to
definitely
do,
content in the Discord. Yeah, definitely.
what I think Monumental needs to do is this. You know, when Blixtab said something about that, a static MMO is not what they set out to make, I think they really need to define what it is that they're making, because it's hard to tell because everything's kind of half done, right? So we have a core game, right? It's this Throne thing, right? Throne War simulation thing, which works perfectly fine, but they don't have so many. They have a lot of elements of MMO. They have a lot of elements of a lot of things, but nobody knows what the hell it is that we're doing. So maybe Monumental should sit down, say, hey, look, this is what we're going to make, or this is what we're going to focus on. Is it, is Skypoint the main world, and these other campaigns we're going to just keep changing all the time and doing all this stuff too? Or is there going to be another world? Is there going to be a Dregs-like world where they just get to go do whatever they want? Are they going to have, handshake seizures so that Hacks and Death can go knock each other out for all eternity? I mean, I don't care. We just want to know what direction are we going, We just want a direction. We want to know where we're going so that we can focus on that, going forward. The idea is to have new ideas, fresh ideas, move forward, not go backwards, not try all the things we didn't try or we already tried and they didn't work. Just let's pick a point and march. That's my suggestion. How about you guys?
Yeah, we're a giant snowball at the bottom of the hill trying to get back up to the top.
That's right. Giant snowball.
And it's supposed to be the other way around.
Yeah. I think they should finish what they've already started. I hope to God that this push that they're going through right now is not their relaunch, because it's just going to get rejected again. I'm telling you right now, this game ain't ready. It's not ready.
Know that.
I hope they know that. But when they're trying to pull back in all the old guard and the streamers, it starts to make me worry. Like, they're not thinking this is it, right? Because this ain't it, Chief. It's not it. We're not there. Is it, is Crowfall an MMO, or is it just a crafting simulator? I mean, which is it?
Crafting simulator.
Well, right now it's a crafting simulator. I don't know if it's ever going to be an MMO, and it's definitely not a PvP game.
Yeah.
No.
So we do have a crafter or crafters, and we do feed them resources to help them out and help us
Constantly.
make stuff. Yeah. So in Shadows, we use that to basically kind of get better materials to make better gear, level up. There is PvP in Shadows, not as much as there used to be, especially when compared to Dregs. So.
Yeah, we don't have those giant sieges. We did have bigger sieges, but now that you actually now that the Dregs guys they're not bringing their mains. They only bring their alts. So when the keeps were easier to take, then the Dregs guys would come down and there would be sieges and test sieges or whatever they like to call it, which is basically just seal clubbing. But so now we actually need dedicated, if we're going to have these keeps, which I don't think the large keeps are completely worthless. The small keeps are okay. I like the small keeps. They just need to make them, cheap enough for us to maintain them. Otherwise, the big keeps. I mean, we have 2 huge keeps, and we can't maintain them. Nobody wants to maintain them. It costs so much money and so much resources that like literally nobody wants to do it. So they don't do it. Whether they want to or not's another issue, I guess, but they don't. So there's no point, and they've never been a thing. Like nobody ever, and I heard the Dregs guys talking about this too, where they build these keeps and stuff, but they're just a shell. They might have the bell tower in them and maybe some guards and maybe some arcane guards or whatever, but that's it. And then they just leave it. They don't build up all the crafting stuff in the middle. They don't need to. They've got crafters all over the freaking planet that can do that stuff in town. There's no point in building one out remotely when you can do it right in the city. There's only a few things you really can't build in the city that are important. Level 4 trebuchets are nice, but don't really need them. I mean, really I love them. Just don't get me wrong. I've smashed many a keep with them, but that's just the way it is. The live server, is this I don't want them to keep experimenting all the time. They need to, they need to shit or get off the pot at this point. You can change the objectives. You may be able to change some of the rules, but I wouldn't suggest doing that as a constant, not changing the rules. Changing the objectives, okay. Changing the rules, not so good, in my opinion. Will we ever, things that the older player base want to know is, are we going to get what was promised originally? Okay, there's a lot of investors, a lot of backers, Kickstarters, all kinds of stuff. Are we ever going to get what was promised? Are we ever going to see this come to fruition? Are they going to finish what they have? Are they going to give us any of the stuff from before? We don't know because the game's sold to a different company, right? So tell us about that. Tell us how that affects us. How does that affect, what does that mean? The investors, their money all stays with Ace, I'm assuming. But has there been an email from either Ace or Monumental even talking about it? And maybe it's not Monumental's place to talk about it, but I'll tell you what, it would interest your player base to know, like, what the hell's going on there. At least tell us who to call, right? So that's it. I mean, as far as that goes. So I wanted to move, yes, we are going to try the, I think most of us are going to try the Dregs campaign, yes, because it's basically doesn't cost us anything. And, and it'll be interesting to see. We are interested in it. As far as Shadows, we're not planning on doing a hardcore campaign this time. Like I said, until they work out those reward systems, I'm not that interested to kill myself. And besides,
other games I can play.
Yeah, besides this time, there's a lot more. I mean, we can build characters and stuff, which is fine for us. We like doing that. Yeah, the PvP is actually too expensive for us anyway, because we can't afford like 700 sets of armor. So even with just fighting monsters, we still end up going through 1 or 2 sets. And even that can be taxing if you bring too many characters to the shadow, importing all that, because you can't go out of the shadow, go buy equipment and come back. So that's kind of a pain too. That's another thing that we're talking to them about as much as we can, we need to find a way to bridge that better. There's got to be a better way to do that. And when it comes about, we'll talk about it. Yeah.
Oh, we'll talk about it, all right.
Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it every week we get.
Everything we don't like, and we talk about things.
Yeah, we talk about things we like. We like that we are billionaires in friendship.
Yeah.
I like it that the group plays it. I'm a group guy, so I go where the group goes. I hate the idea of going to the dregs, but if the group goes to the dregs, I'm going to the dregs.
Well, I think if we go to the dregs, we're going to have to go as a group because we're just going to get our asses smashed in.
Yeah.
Probably get our ass smashed anyway.
Well, yeah, but at least then we get to do it as friends, and we get to be billionaires while we're dying, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Coastal, that's easier said than done.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest. Yeah, I mean, I've imported a crafter. Our crafter's obviously imported a crafter, and getting resources is not difficult. It's getting the quality gear that allows us to sit there and be competitive.
Again, and I know a lot of dregs guys take things for granted. They have people that do all this stuff. We don't. So we don't have that. So it sounds easy on paper, right? But yeah, we don't have a guy for that, and we don't have a lot of people that harvest, and we don't have, a lot of our guys are combatants and then harvest when maybe once a week or once a month. They don't do that stuff very often. And then we got, like I said, we only have one crafter, and he's half dead. I mean, the poor guy, we basically have to make him take days off just because he's constantly making crap and working on his character.
In this game, I'll never understand because of the crap that they have to go through to craft, and they're always
what it's terrible.
Costs to upgrade those belts is insane. What it costs.
Yeah, it's the mats is probably going to be the biggest thing. We don't usually. I don't do it ever, so they don't even get me. Yeah, see, for you, all this stuff is like easy peasy, but we don't have a 4x. Like I don't think we do. Is Dino may only be a 3x, but still crafting is its own thing. I mean, that's the game is centered around that pretty much, but it's not something that most of our guild's not even interested in that. We just want to go play the game. And if we have to play, and I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen this time, is a lot of people are going to find out that you can play the game just as good in the lower end gear. You just don't have all the little teeny advantages that make it so that you're too hard to kill for guys like me. But we will get you. It's just a matter of time. We will find a way to get you. Because if we can't get you with our gear, we'll get you with some other trick in the game. We'll get your ass. But
we will be a thorn in your side.
That's right. We'll annoy the entire bejesus
out of you.
You don't know the stamina that we have for this kind of thing. So, in any event, the next few things I wanted to chit chat about. Boy, we haven't even got to the meat of the thing yet.
Really?
No.
It's all turned into a rant every week.
Yeah, but
they do.
With the crafting, real quick before we move on, I would love to see it simplify like they do with this Dregs campaign.
Yeah, actually, that's interesting to me if they do the crafting like that.
Maybe not boiled down to one discipline for everything, but I would love to see some of these steps simplified from 7 steps to 1 or 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I like WoW quest. Actually, WoW quest lines are my favorite thing to do. But if they make that crafting like game wide, I would totally be down with crafting at that point. I at least give it a shot, but I'm not.
Yes, and I have to say that I would too. I hate to even admit to that. Yeah.
We're going to go find out right now. We should take a short break and find out what just happened to Highlander and which alien race abducted him.
What happens when I can't get the gear I need because people quit playing the game?
Well,
then I have to quit playing the game.
Who's going to quit? Nobody's going to quit.
Please. I'm close, dude. I'm telling you.
And whatever.
I'm freaking bored out of my mind.
You're bored all the time.
No, I'm bored and out of my mind.
No, go play something else.
I took an entire map.
Let's see.
Oh my God, you go from one extreme to the other. It's either they're killing me and I don't like it, they're not killing me, I don't like it. Just make up your mind which one you don't like more.
I don't mind being killed. I just want
Craft
something to
No, you don't.
being
Yes, you do.
front loaded. Quality gear, lower discipline / belts, and you spend the time and money to investigate. So you're basically you want an enhancement system, is what it sounds like. Crystal. You craft the gear once, and then you just use resources to enhance that gear. Is what if am I understanding that correctly? Basically, which I'm not opposed to an enhancement system as long as it's not BDO's enhancement system because that one just blows.
Oh God, that was
Oh man,
talk about gambling.
It did not. It has not gotten any
horrible.
better. That's the one thing I hate about that game is their enhancement system.
Oh, it's horrible. You're absolutely right.
It's. Oh, hey, Mr. Moss, how you doing? Is it fight each other day? Not yet. We're still locked in the shack.
We're not fighting amongst each other. What? We never fight amongst each other.
Who said that?
Mr.
Most mad.
Oh, you stop, Mister. No, we're showing our event from.
What? You ain't
when
got a
you came
direct
over.
build to test against us? You need to go. Come
Yeah,
on
you
over.
need to
I'll let
test
you
the
club
build
off.
against us.
Come on over.
Yeah, I was trying to explain to Mr. Most Mad the other day. You know, when we're in campaign, the boys are pretty serious. You know, we take that whole shadow campaign thing pretty serious. We don't just buddy around. And I know Dreg's guys think of like the shadows as like this vacation spot they get to go hang out in. But when we're there, we're really into that. We really don't like anybody taking our stuff, and we own everything. So they're very serious guys. You just got to be careful when you're over there.
We own it all.
So let's move on then. I guess are we done with crafting? Because it's like putting me to sleep. So I'm just it's making Highlander sick. So allowing some of the things I heard that people would like to see changed or balanced differently. Allowing the players to change the exploration discs at God's outposts temples.
Yes.
Is that a thing? Where did Extreme go? That was one. I think that was his.
Sorry, say it one more time.
Allowing players to exchange exploration discs at God's outposts or temples.
Yeah. I don't care about the your combat disciplines. You're more or less not going to be switching those out unless you're in a temple. But your exploration discs for gathering, I believe you should be able to sit there and swap those out wherever you're at, honestly.
I think you'd be able to swap them all wherever you're at.
Yeah.
Now, somebody want to explain to me why advanced tools are not even close to being the same way being built as an intermediate tool. Why is it got to be so ridiculous to build an advanced tool? Anybody?
It's advanced.
No, it's not. It's stupid. You got to get stupid polished stones and some kind of toothpaste and some kind of other shit. And I'm going, why couldn't they just let me put
one eye and hop on one leg at the same time?
Why? Yeah. I got it. So I got to be a miner, of logger, and a quarryman to upgrade a tool.
Yeah. You got to go to all the different tables.
Oh my God.
I think you only have to go to the rune maker for that?
I don't have any idea.
No, because you need the parts, and the parts aren't on the rune maker. You have to go to the other tables.
What parts are you talking about?
Didn't I just say stones, polish them? You got to fucking have toothpaste
Hold
and
on a second.
all kinds of
I have
shit.
my rune maker on right now. I'm going to look at this. What are you talking about here? Okay.
Make a shiny pick.
Uh-huh.
A rune making
Yeah,
pick.
make
or
an
a
advanced
rune-making
pick.
Axe.
Okay, advanced person. You need an unmarked rune stone and a sigil. Okay, sigil.
Okay, I'm already lost.
The only thing you have. Hold on, and there's that.
I'm listening.
Yeah.
I'm just being pussy.
So the only thing you need to do is go to the wood crafting station and make paper. Aside from that, everything is done at Rune Maker.
No.
Yes.
No, there's polished stones. And that's
Polished stone
you need jewel
tools.
crafting.
For advanced tools.
Yep. Try to make a shovel. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a shovel right now.
Make a shovel. Let's see it.
Okay, hold on. I gotta get some stone and paper and stuff.
Well, there's certain things if you don't have all the if you have all the don't make all the parts too. Don't just make the shovel.
I'll make all the parts.
I want you to make it from scratch.
Okay.
And assume that you don't have all that stuff, even if you do, because that's what most people probably don't have all the stuff.
Okay, let's assume I will. Fine. Hold on.
Yeah. Let me know when you get
Receivers.
that. That'll probably be the end of the show. So
Don't worry.
let
I'll
me,
wait.
yeah, we'll wait. We'll just sit here for 27 minutes while he makes that.
Okay, so if I'm to
Well, it
assume I
shouldn't
don't
be
have any
optional.
of the fine, if I'm to assume I don't have any materials, just get some gold real quick and go buy them off the vendor.
Well, in any event, no matter how much you do, you should. I don't understand why it has to be so far removed from making an advanced tool or a intermediate tool. I mean, why didn't they just let us put the intermediate tool in the thing, put some stuff with it, and then boom, there's an advanced tool? I don't understand that whole. Even if the thing is optional, who cares? It's just still stupid. Yeah, I understand that it can be all kinds of things, but again, this is assuming that you are a crafter, which I am not. So just imagine that I don't have an axe, I don't have a pick, I don't have a hammer, I don't have a knife, I don't have anything. All I got is a sword and some armor. That's it. That's what I got. And to make an advanced tool, you got to go through all that stuff. And I'm talking about in the campaigns, not in the Sky Point, right? Because Sky Point, you can just go outside and do whatever, blah blah blah. Everything's low level. But when you want to get to that big stuff, first of all, let's talk about the belts you have to have just to even make that tool. The belt, you got to have a belt and a thing. You got to have, as far what I understand is you have to have epic blue, right? So that's a thing that a combatant doesn't know anything about.
I have an advanced rune stone shovel now.
That's great. Nobody saw it, so there's no proof. Anyway, and did you build that in the shadow?
Yeah. You didn't say. You didn't say I had to go anywhere else. You just said build it.
Well, you do crafting.
You can build this in Sky Point as well. All
I know
you
you
need
can.
is a piece of wood, and then either ore or a stone. Either one works, and some ethereal dust, and that's it.
What belt do you need?
I don't have a belt on.
You need something special because I can't go make it. I tried.
You just need a rune maker discipline.
Well, in any event, it's still way far removed from how you make the other stuff, and I don't like it. And then if you go down the rabbit hole, you're just like, I was just like, why is it so hard to do this? Why can't it just be?
I don't do my majors because I can't make it. I can't do any of this shit to do my majors. I think majors should be like the minors.
I will say this though, it is a shitty advanced shovel though.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You know, you get that stuff from Dino. It's real good. Like it'll last forever and ever.
A long time.
Yeah, but he's got higher level grade stuff to make it with. I just sat there and used what I had lying around just to prove that you could do it because you said you couldn't.
Yeah. No, I didn't say you can't. I just said it's a pain in the frickin' ass.
It's really not. On this one, I personally disagree with you. Making those advanced tools specifically is not that difficult. If you said making a good advanced tool is difficult, then I'd agree with you.
All right,
Advanced
Semantics 101 is over. All right, so
go.
we're going to the next thing.
I think the fact that we're even arguing about it proves that it sucks.
It sucks. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So with the so the other big issue that I have is that the fact that you have to have so much stuff for crafting, I mean, it really hinders your storage big time. You know what I mean? Because storage is for most people pretty expensive, I would imagine. You know, where you don't get a lot of storage. I don't know how some of these people can even craft without having, you know, several boxes of storage. And like Dino, I think he was up to at one point like over 30 boxes of stuff. Plus now he's got an annex with, you know, a keep that, you know, has 8 storage in it or something. I mean, just to hold because everybody has to have, you have to have backup, you have to have on hand. You never know what somebody's going to want. You got to have everything, so it's like, I don't know. I think the crafting is just way too complicated for, average people.
Absolutely is.
And look, I don't want to upset all the crafters, since the majority of the game obviously is crafting, and the development team, at least the lead developer, is a crafter. Absolutely, he's a crafter, and he really likes these complex systems, which is great.
Did Dino change his name in Twitch?
I don't know. Okay. Dino Derp.
Yeah. T-Pose, I don't think that's our Dino. It's a Dino, but I don't think it's our Dino.
No, I don't. Dino Derp 420. I don't. Our Dino doesn't ever talk about weed, so. Yeah. Yeah.
But welcome nonetheless.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So anyway, that was just my little thing. So yeah, so the game that they're making here is about commitment, and I just don't think that the commitment, the way they design the game, it requires a lot of commitment, right? Like I said, it has zero regard for your time is important. So it's hard to maintain those schedules, right? Those schedules they're grueling. I mean, to even do campaigns like what we do is just and keep all the people on the same page and blah blah blah. I mean, fortunately for us, we're kind of lucky that we all play about the same time every day, so we kind of can hang out together. But there's certain ones of us that play at different hours, but there is at least some overlap. So hello, Dino Derp 420. Who is that? I don't know.
Well, no.
All right.
Top secret information.
But so I think it's really grueling the way so they designed it like for the 90s, but nowadays people just don't play that way. I don't think anymore. I don't see them, so, and maybe I have a limited scope, but I just feel like they need to work on being able to, allow other people to play without such a rough schedule. I don't like the scheduling at all. You probably know that because I complain about it all the time. Anyway, well, I mean, most of us all have day jobs, so we didn't have that a long time ago, and it was easier for us. And maybe it's a young man's game,
Could be.
I don't know.
That's a distinct possibility.
Yeah, maybe it is. So this is a funny thing that I see lately. This thing they call nut cupping, right? So now the Google description of this is the tendency of large gaming guilds to hold hands during battle in order to more profoundly zerg a smaller guild. We don't see this a lot. I guess in the shadows since there's only 3 factions. Well, I think we got accused of nut cupping with Sun because what happened was there's a certain member of the Sun faction that is actually a very dedicated Moon faction player. And although she's a member of the Sun faction, she's very much a Moon player. So she will often come with us when we go siege Earth because she doesn't like Earth. And,
she doesn't like the Earthworm.
She hates them worse and she loves Moon. So, yeah, she comes with us. And they thought there was some nefarious stuff going on. And we're like, no, it's just one person that doesn't like Earth. And she wants to come kill you guys with us. So, hey, we do that. We do that as a group. And we just try not to shoot her. So the whole thing is like in Shadows, the politics aren't the same. Like we don't expect, if we come to Dregs, we don't expect you to hold up the same values with us that you do in the Shadow. And even if you stop doing it in the Shadow because we showed up to Dregs, that's okay too. We'll never probably ally with anybody. There's no point in it for us. We'd rather rule in the Shadow than serve in the Dregs.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And even though being at the top can be kind of boring, we'll take it over listening to some nuthead saying, "Oh, you gotta do this, you gotta do that." And we'll be like, "Nah, yeah, we're not down with that. We're too old." So, that was another thing. Oh, another funny topic you guys should talk about is let's talk about wartime diplomacy.
Oh, thank you. I segued into it.
There you go. Tell me what you think about. We saw this happen on a live stream the other night, and I actually literally had to get the streamer's attention to explain to me what the hell is going on right now. Why are these guys? They stopped in the middle of a siege and backed off, and I couldn't understand like what just happened.
It's a waste of time and resources.
Why did they stop? I didn't get it. And then, I mean, I understand wartime diplomacy, how that works in real world, but in a video game? Because we don't see it that way. We see it, we go get it. You know what I mean? We just go kill it. We never have had anybody try to go, wait, let's talk about this. We'll give you all our money. You know, we haven't had that. So I don't know how that works exactly, but it just about blew my mind into little tiny pieces when I saw that.
I had to quit watching.
Yeah.
I had to quit
What does that
watching.
even mean?
And
he may have called it something else, but
the other guys,
yeah,
nobody's killing each other.
it was so weird.
Content.
Yeah, what's up with the? Yeah, that was an odd amount of content. That was like, okay, why are you guys doing this? So I don't understand all that, but like I said, in the shadow, we don't have those kind of political issues. You know, it's, hey, we're gonna go smash your keep. Don't even bother. We're not even looking in the chat. You guys can, talk to us later after we're done beating you up. We'll GF you. We'll give you a GF and call it good.
And this was in the dregs.
Yeah, this was in dregs, and I was like,
This was in dregs.
these are the guys that are talking
shadow.
shit all the time. They're doing this kind of stuff. What does this even mean? So anyway, I just thought it was funny.
See, they could have tested their build there.
Yeah, you could have tested all their
They
builds
could have
there.
Tested a build there with wartime diplomacy. They could
That's
have
right,
tested a
because
build.
they would have got called off anyway.
Yeah,
So anyway, I don't know.
that would've been awesome.
I think somebody from Dregs needs to explain this whole thing to me. How they decide. I don't even know what the outcome was. Like, who was talking in the background? Who were the leaders in the background?
See.
Yeah, where were they talking at? Where they were like, "Hey, wait a minute, Joe. If you guys just chill, we'll give you." I mean, they had to give him something, right? Or they had to promise him something. I mean, was there some handies going on? We didn't know. We can't figure out like what. How did that even happen? We don't even talk to anybody half the time.
Well, I physically see bad guys at the ward and not hitting them.
They were
Chris
okay.
was asking for asking who this happened with.
I don't know the guilds. Okay, I know one was a black shield with a green thing on it, and the other one was not. All I know is this group of dudes, they blew through the walls with some catapults.
What stream was this on?
It was on. I don't even remember.
I didn't.
It might have been. It might have been one of the guys in the chat, but
yes.
Oh, okay, I know who you're talking about then.
so they had this war, right? So a siege came up. So this was content, right, for the streamer, and then they started the war, and they started getting their asses kicked big time. They were just like they blew through the wall, like. I don't know. It looked like 700 guys came pouring through there. I don't know. It was a lot. It was a lot of people. Okay, they just were pouring in like army ants. Yeah, we've never seen this many.
Never seen anything like it.
They poured in, they got up, and then they were at the ward, right? So the guy that was filming got killed at least once or twice, and he was having to wait a long time to resurrect, and I've had that happen. That's terrible.
Absolutely been there and done that.
Yeah, so he was watching it, and all this was going on. There was just people everywhere. They were just going every direction, and then all of a sudden, the people that were assaulting stopped hitting the ward, and they went down the stairs, and all the guys that were defending the ward, getting their asses handed to them, came up the stairs and started huddling around the ward. Now, as far as I can tell, you're not supposed to. You can't repair the ward that I know of, so I don't know what they were doing. But I asked the streamer, I said, hey, look, what is going on right now? Why is this what is happening? And he said it was wartime diplomacy. And then once we picked our jaws up, we were like, what did you just say? What happened here? So we didn't understand. Oh, okay. Arbiter, spiritual. Okay. Well, okay. So that part I didn't know. I didn't understand why they were huddling around the ward. But then it was weird because, you know how there's that staircase that goes up? Was it a small keep? I think it was a small keep.
I have no idea. I didn't watch the stream.
Anyway,
never got to the third ward. I don't know if there was even 3. I don't know.
Well, no, but I'm just saying in general, it's the one where the staircase winds up to the top, and then there's a ward up there on the little pedestal in the room, right? So all the bad guys came up, started killing the ward, and then all of a sudden they stopped, and they all went down the stairs while all the good guys came up. Right? Well, I'm going to say the assaultees or whatever, the defenders, right? So
they go ahead.
Yeah, so I was confused as to why they just walked past each other, like there was no fighting, everybody chilled. Like, how did that even happen?
There was till they got to the ward. They fought all the way up those stairs, came in from all different directions like crazy, killing everything in their path.
Yeah, but then they stopped.
And that was it.
Yeah, then they were beating the ward down, and then next thing I know, they stopped. They walked down the stairs. The defenders walked up the stairs and huddled around the ward. So I was like,
it was a kumbaya moment.
Yeah, and then I was like, well, what the hell's going on? And he said it was wartime diplomacy. Now, I didn't get all the details though as to how that even happened. Like, who was talking to who, and made this diplomacy happen. I didn't understand that part because I've never had a conversation with many of the guild leaders, right? So there's like one. I talked with Azerland once or twice, but yeah, well, I don't know the names. I mean, I'm just watching a live stream, but all I know is that the one guy's had.
I can't tell you because we're doing stream time diplomacy.
Yeah, we're doing. Doing stream time. No, I don't know. Literally, I do not know who they were. I could tell you who the stream it was on. It was on Mr. Most Mad stream, but I don't know if he's still here. But I don't know.
No, I'm sure it's if you go to his Twitch channel, you could probably look back. What was it, 2 weeks ago, a week ago?
Yeah, I'm sure it's on his Twitch channel. But yeah, I don't know if they were NA or EU. I don't know anything about them. We don't know
the guilds in.
We don't know the Dregs guilds at all.
We don't
go in there. Yeah, and even if we did, we wouldn't. We don't even know the ones we fight in the shadow. We don't even care. We're just because we don't care about the politics. They don't like something, they can, they can tell us about it, and we're just going to tell them, well, I don't control the guys in my guild. I tell them do whatever they want. Now, if that starts some kind of shit, okay.
EU. I honestly don't know.
Our guys just don't care.
We don't. We really don't.
Yeah, I have no idea. But it was just weird that they were able to stop a battle. And then after that, like 2 minutes later, they started catapulting the walls again. And I was thinking, what? I just didn't understand. So anyway, I don't even know how any of that happens. But that was just a weird thing that happened. And I didn't understand it. But when I asked him what that was, he said that was wartime diplomacy. And I have never seen that in a game setting. So it just kind of made me laugh. I was like, what? How's that even thing? Yeah, so let's move on to I guess we can move on to the patch notes.
But on the upside, it just gave us content.
It did. Totally did.
We just got stream content.
Yeah,
and
whatever it was.
You can use that because you're a streamer.
I can.
You can use content.
I can use that. This is content. Content about some shit that was going on that I have no idea what was going on, and I didn't understand the thing that was going on. Well, they just talk about it when streamers stream. They just talk about it like everybody knows what that is. I still can't figure out what it was. It was just like,
if it's a dregs thing, I'm not interested.
Yeah, it's like, okay. So anyway, I have on my screen here now. We have the patch notes for version 7.0.
Yay.
All right, so this is on the test server currently. They haven't officially released these, so they may be subject to change. Improved visibility of map pins, particularly when zoomed out. Okay. That's in the UI section. That's their one fix for the UI for this patch. Another, wait, oh, there was another. 4.1. I don't know what any of that means. So, fixed a visual issue where the conquest scores increased incorrectly if you kept the leaderboard open. I have heard of that. That's fine. They set ultimate cooldowns back to where they were except for the elbow drop. Oh, so the people's elbow didn't get it, but the rest did.
What do you mean, nerfing?
No, they reset the cooldowns back to 5 seconds instead of higher.
Oh.
So that's actually a buff.
Oh, yes, it is.
Buffy buff. You like buffs, right?
Character anymore? Yeah, but I don't play that character.
Well, see, there you go. Well, the people's elbow didn't get that, but all the other buffs got set back down to the ultimate cooldowns got set back to 5 seconds, or whatever they were before, except for the elbow drop. The Frostweaver got cold comfort, now indicates its cooldown in the power description. I'm sure Nachos will be in love with that. The Dragon Discipline is now only available to Knight, Myrmidon, and Templars. Does not require a specific domain. I don't know what the Dragon Discipline is. I play a Templar, so...
And I have as well.
And a Knight, so I don't know. I have to look into that. I don't know what that means. I don't know. It's a good question. We don't know the answer. I don't know what the Dragon Discipline is. Fix an issue where the reverb was noticeable on all sounds. Reduced harvest time for skinning. Oh my God. Dino's going to have a cow when he sees that.
To answer your question, Dragon 1 or Dragoon is new. It's not even on live yet.
Oh, okay.
And the ultimate, all ultimates are staying at 5 seconds, except for Netbreaker, which is going to 3.5. So it's getting nerfed.
Oh, okay. All right. So, crafting and harvesting. Successfully harvesting a weak point will now restore a small amount of stamina. That's pretty good. I like that. Even though I don't harvest a lot, that's cool.
No.
All right, the powers. The following ultimate powers now have a cooldown of 12 seconds or more to prevent back-to-back activations. These had previous cooldowns of 5 seconds. That's why I keep saying 5 seconds, because that's where I've seen it. All right. Shadow Step, Netbreaker, Invincible Warrior, Divine Order, Miracle, Immolation, Envenom, Death Surge, Essence, Scram, Dynamite, Cold Comfort, Refridge, Whirling Leap, Rally Cry, Raging Bull, Sustain, and Brilliance. I think it would have been better just to show the ones that didn't get reset. The crowd control, immunity, and damage reduction effects applied by ultimate abilities have been reduced from 5 seconds to 3.5 seconds. Okay. That sounds great. We love crowd control. The Dragoon Discipline is no longer available to the battle domain, as now usable by Myrmidon, Knight, and Templar. Okay. Again, it didn't sound to me from your description that this was important to me, so I'm not important. Therefore, it should not be important to anyone. All right, so added a hotkey for group loop settings, defaulted to F11, so the window is accessible from the hotkey and from right-clicking a group member. Significantly increase the amount of. Okay, so that was it. Is that it? And right-clicking a group member. That should have had a period there, but it doesn't. Okay, so so now you can hit F11 to get the group loot settings, which is nice.
That is nice. Yeah. That's not bad.
They significantly increase the amount of XP gained from killing monsters above a character's level greater than. Oh, I was just thinking about that. I was just thinking, why don't we get, like, if I am a 31 and I killed 34, why don't I get more EXP for that? Yeah, there you go. They were thinking about it too. So I'm glad. I wish I had said it before they fixed it.
then we could have claimed it.
Significantly increase the amount of XP gained from killing monsters above a character's level. The greater the differential, the higher the XP. Which is good.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
they're not nerfing the nodes.
If you kill a mob
not,
2 levels higher, you should get twice the... Well, I'm sure that's how they'll look at it. I'm hoping they'll look at it. You should get twice the EXP for that, which is, normal, which is what a normal game should have in it. All right, now we're going into campaign notes. Players should now receive the correct error message when they can't enter a campaign due to the vault overflowing, and the players should no longer be prevented from entering if nothing needs to be removed. I've never had that problem, but okay. Shadow campaign is now available on test. Okay.
We wouldn't have that problem, I don't think, because we don't craft, and crafters run out of storage like crazy.
Yeah. So, and now we go to here's one for Jack. Where's Jack? Is he still around? No, he's gone.
He's upstairs.
Fix an issue where some deeds would immediately exit out of build mode when trying to place them. So that was Jack's issue. He said he did report that. They said they were hoping to have it fixed by 7.0. So hopefully that's going to stay in. Ground resources, stone, minerals, gems now show up in the resource tab in the vault. Okay. So it's another tab in the vault. Another general. When in crow form, the crow no longer has a spiritual movement after bump. Thank God. After bumping into an object. God, I hate that so bad. You know, when you run into something and your dove starts twirling and shit and you can't drive it anymore?
Because it's drunk?
Yeah. Oh, God, I hate that so bad. It was nifty like the first time, but after that, yeah. When you're in the middle of a battle, you ain't got time for that shit. You need to like be flying somewhere, resurrecting, and come back and kicking somebody's ass. You ain't got time to be wibbling, wobbling all over the place. You know,
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. So thank you for fixing that. Should now get the correct error message when you enter a campaign due to the vault overflowing, and should no longer be pointlessly prevented from entering if nothing needs to be removed. Okay, that's like a double entendre there. They already said that once, but maybe they needed to repeat it. Known issue. We're sorry for this bug that was introduced. We didn't want it to hold up getting published 7.7 enter test. All sounds in game are echoing. Great. These guys have had more sound problems. Remember, they used to just be like where you didn't get the clip clop at all, or you would be on dry land and it would have the squishy sound. It would just drive me insane.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it still does the squishy sound sometimes, but mostly it's fixed. So Dregs changes. Please see our blog post with more information on the upcoming changes to Dregs. I think we'll probably talk about those, but I think we might talk about them after we kind of get a look at them. Since we don't typically play Dregs, I don't know, unless you guys really want to talk about it today. I don't care.
Your stream. Totally up to you.
No, I think we've beaten Dregs to a pulp at this point. Either we're gonna like the new changes or we're not. At this point, everything we've said has been said. It's all just speculation until it actually happens.
Okay. Change the campaigns not to grant the starter thing. Oh, they fixed it. Sorry, let me finish reading it. Change the campaigns not to grant the starter items if you have them already or have something better equipped.
No.
Oh my God.
I can't believe it.
Oh my God. That is the best change ever.
Ever.
Yeah, I just posted a tweet about that last week. Again, I was like, why is it still in the game? Jesus, man. Don't give me the stuff if I already got the stuff.
They were worth 1 gold.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could just log in and out all different kinds of EKs.
And the vendor to sell it than what it's worth.
Yeah, no kidding. It's not even worth it. And if you throw it away, you get that non-persistent error.
Yes.
Yeah. Fix an issue where some guilds that should have received rewards would not. Don't know which campaign that was, but okay.
We always got ours.
As far as I know, what little there was,
what little there was.
The two the two tokens that we get a random item that we don't need. Yeah. Reworked the campaign entry process to show better information about embargo rules and what will happen with your items when you enter the campaign. Oh, yeah, that's a positive change. NPE changed class trainer quest to trigger at level 4 instead of level 3. Fixed an issue with button mushrooms and ginseng in Skypoint. I think they were. I think they weren't giving anything or something, or maybe they were. I don't remember.
I don't know.
That's left over from
Skypoint in a while.
That's left over from like 7.5. You'd pick them and nothing would happen.
Yeah, and that was when they made that change to the lovely thralls where you get all the trash loot now.
Yeah.
Lit the area in the depths of the query quest to make it easier to locate the objective. Okay. Eternal Kingdoms fixed an issue where nests and carts could be placed floating in the air and underground in some cases. They also fixed an issue where deeds would immediately exit out of the build mode when trying to place them. That was a repeat. Okay. Crafting. They did wind and dine buffs now affect experimentation stats after assembly. That may be something interesting. Dino might like that.
How does that work? How does that work? You've already built it, then you drink, but you go back and do it again?
No, I think that it affects this experimentation stats after the assembly, and maybe it didn't before.
Okay, but how do you affect it after you've already built the fucking thing?
Well, because you experiment after it's built.
Yes.
No.
You build a thing, okay. It says successfully built, and then you experiment on it.
No, I got that, but never mind.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm not a crafter. You have to get into Dino with that. All right, so chest log entries now start with the date. Okay. Oh, I've never actually looked at those yet. Nobody ever gets into my chest. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. What's Dino saying down there?
Oh, he's trying to explain the whole experimentation thing.
Oh, okay. Okay, it's for the reroll. Okay, yeah, Dino likes it, so it gets a thumbs up from me. Okay.
Thumbs up.
Chest log entries now start with the date. Fix an issue where disciplines weren't logging in the chest log. The chest log now automatically scrolls to the bottom of the log instead of defaulting to the top. Hey, that's a good change, and I didn't even see it yet. Powers. Flashcast powers will now interrupt any power sounds already playing on a character, and they updated several power descriptions to clarify them. Thank you. We love it. We love clarification because literally this game tells you nothing and you'll like it.
Yes. As Dev's intended. Absolutely no information
That's
whatsoever.
Right. That's right.
How dare you try to get a crafting recipe on how to make something.
You shut it.
What the hell's wrong with you? Yes, exactly.
I know. Assassin removed an excessive camera shake event from the Spirit Dart ability. Okay. Champion. The description from Champion Alpha Warrior promotion talent now reflects the correct modification to the Neckbreaker power. Okay. Confessor added missing percent symbol to the Sunkissed skin passive description. Whew. That was a mouthful. Sanctifier Fervor crowd control immunity effect now ends properly if you cancel your channel early. Okay. Elkin fixed. This one's for T-Pose. Fix the missing percent sign on Gaia's Tears. Let's see if we get a thumbs up from Zephyr on that. Myrmidon. Iron Hide will no longer split damage when hitting multiple enemies. Okay. You play a Myrmidon, right, Highlander?
Yes, sir.
This is yours. So Iron Hide will no longer split damage when hitting multiple enemies. Moved Pulverized to the first box in the Myrmidon tree. Created improved Pulverized for Titan, which may be charged an additional second, increasing damage and offering a longer crash prevention window. It has an automatic crit when charged for 45% or more.
Used to be, I think.
As long as I can get to it, 66%, I think it was.
It used to be 66, and now it's 45. Excuse me.
Is that good? Do we get
Yes.
thumbs
Yeah,
up from the
that's good.
Myrmidon crowd?
Yes,
Okay.
That's a good. That's a buff.
Corrected an issue where the subvert expectations attack power bonus for Myrmidons would sometimes become stuck and stop updating.
Never experienced that I know of.
I don't think we would. I don't think you'd even have noticed it.
Okay, so the Myrmidons say yay. All right, so Ranger, fix the survivalist passive in several cases. It was not working previously. The Warden talent promotion class now indicates it upgrades laceration. Okay. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay. No, I don't know what the hell any of those mean. Disciplines. The minor discipline in the talent granted slot will no longer return to the inventory when switching vessels. Oh, that's kind of cool. You know how when when you get a new vessel, sometimes your miners and shit would all drop down into your pack and you had to put them
They
back.
still do. Correct.
Well, that's in 7.0. 7.7, they shouldn't do that anymore.
Okay, every time I respec or I'm working on a character, I run into that issue.
Well, let me know if you respec or whatever after Monday, and then we can talk.
You got it.
All right.
You got it.
All right. Blade Dancer discipline can now be used by the battle domain. Okay. That was
help,
for
yeah.
Blood Dancer. Blood Letter. Purgative now removes the damnation damage over time effect. Okay.
All right.
I have
Okay. Dragoon, newly added discipline, requires the battle domain, which it does not. Adds attack power and critical strike. Grants the powers battle presence and stumbling panic. Battle presence affects nearby enemies with panic for 12 seconds, increasing personal damage modifier by 20% for up to 5 enemies within 15 meters, and causing damage. Whew, that was a long sentence.
That's not.
People are going to be experimenting with that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like fear, is what it sounds like.
Yeah. I mean,
Which they should have called it
There's
that.
old man.
Stumbling panic sets in when you damage an enemy afflicted with panic, causing their movement to slow. Jesus.
Man.
That all sounds really good. Everybody's going to buy the Dragoon. And I'm assuming that they're going to put these on the thralls, right? So you can get them.
Better.
I hope. Yeah. Yeah, you should have just give everybody one, because literally everybody's going to put this on their character.
Oh yeah. Everyone's got a battle
play
domain.
with it.
Yeah. I don't even know. That should just become its own slot. Okay, just put that on everybody. They all want to try it. Let's just get it out of the way. All right. The casting reticle for Sanctuary now matches the size of the field. This was under Fortifier. Under Restoration Strike, corrected the buff banner description for Restoration Strike. Okay.
Let's see how you like it, asshole.
All right.
Well,
Baked. What are we doing?
Kelso is saying Dragoon is restricted to Knight, Myrmidon, and Templar, but the patch note says you just need the battle domain.
No, that the battle domain they took off.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
That's in an earlier update. There is no battle domain. But yeah, Dragoon is that was a later update. It's actually at the top of this list. They say they don't need the battle domain anymore, but down here they'd say you do. So
Oh, okay.
all right.
That's
But
unfortunate.
yeah, no, it's not in the battle domain. It's
I'll throw that in my berserker.
but we all play one of those. We all play a Knight, Myrmidon, or Templar. So it's just put it on all our stuff. That's all we're saying. We want to try it.
Yeah, but our Vindy build uses the fire domain. Oh wait, no, we
Don't need a domain.
I keep forgetting you don't need a domain.
So stop forgetting it. All right, general. We're looking under general changes. Baked ice cream will now appear properly in the combat log when it causes damage to enemies. Oh, I like that.
How do you bake ice cream?
I don't know. Ask Dino. Cropedia now has restored domain and promotion tables. Hey, that was something that Highlander liked. Or was it you, Extreme? One of you was talking about Cropedia. Cropedia now uses simpler names for promotions and domain. Okay.
Let's see. Oh, Cropedia now has restored domain for promotion tabs. That doesn't fit. No, that all they did, they're just expanding their domain stuff. They need an act. It's not an encyclopedia.
Oh. Okay. Fix a sound issue where guards would play 2 scream sounds at once when dying. Hey, I like that. Fix an issue where parts of the chest log UI couldn't be dragged. Okay. Fixed issues where players sometimes played their death animation twice. Well, we don't have that problem. We die so much, it's on repeat. Group loot settings no longer close when exit cursor mode on player movement is disabled. I actually like that when you just move your character and the shit all closes, so you don't have to mess around with hitting escape all the time. Group loop setting preferences now saved, so players don't have to change them every time they form a group. You guys are less excited about this than me, obviously. Yes, that's great. We love it. Human fourth minor discipline slot location no longer appears for other races. I wonder if that means they fixed the discipline slot for half elves. Players must now be within looting range to receive group loot. The AFK timer is now 33% longer. Thank God.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that
player
timer.
range. Say the player range thing is bittersweet.
Yeah.
It's good because it's an easy abuse system, but at the same time, I was quite happy sitting in the portal while you guys just farm shit.
Yeah,
I'm still
right.
getting XP and
No,
gold.
I get it. Yeah. Yeah, it was a nerf, but it's the way it should be.
Nerf.
It's as
nerf.
the devs intended now.
Yeah, that's a good nerf, even though it.
Yeah, it's a good but sad nerf. It's sad. It'll be sad to see it go.
Yeah.
The AFK timer is now 33% longer. I already read that. The free action crowd control immunity effect is now overwritten by soul power crowd control immunity. Okay.
What?
I don't know. The free action crowd control immunity effect is now overwritten by soul power crowd control immunity. They didn't put the quotes around the second part of that. Free action, soul power. I don't know, but just don't use them both, or you could be in bad shape. Okay?
Okay.
All right? So, all right, guys. What are we looking at? Yeah, we will talk about the dregs changes next week after we've checked them out a little bit. I don't want to speculate too much more. We've already speculated about the entirety of it, like what it might do to the community, things like that. Next time, we'll talk about exactly what it means, because we're not dregs players, so we're not going to be able to give you tons and tons of insight on this. But we need to, we're going to have to get in there, see what's happening in the chats and see what's going on in the Discord and on the forums. There's lots of speculation right now. We don't know exactly how it's all going to work. So we're going to call it good for this time, but we'll be back at it next week probably. Yeah? Sound good?
Yeah.
Did I miss anything you guys had on your plates this week?
Nope, I had my rant.
I got 2 new ones that just popped into my head.
Well, please enlighten us.
Stop starting the campaigns on a Monday. Please do it either on a Friday or Saturday. It'd be more useful for those of us who have to work and actually make a living. And increase the drop rate of the armor weaponsmith disciplines, please. It just took me 30 minutes to make 4 swords, and nothing dropped.
Actually, I'd be happy if they just gave us the ultimate super duper powerful crafting thing in the shadow. That would be amazing. All right, so
I'm just about in general.
Yeah, I know. I'm just throwing it out there, man. It's all good.
I would love to have just the all-in-one one as well, and just have crafting be super simplified into what dregs is going to be. But at the same time,
it would kill the whole market thing, but it doesn't seem like they really care about the market anyway. It's almost impossible now to find anything as it is. So unless they're going to fix that, we don't need it. They can sell it. They can make a little trade chat just like World of Warcraft, and people can stand in the town and go, for sale, blah, 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 blah. And then, and it would get people to interact in the temples. So
you have to get people into the temples first.
Well, that's true, but there might be a reason if you're looking for something to buy. Temple's a good place to go.
This is true.
That would be awesome.
So, gentlemen, Extreme, Highlander, thank you for showing up today.
Always.
Kasul, I'm sorry, I'm probably, or this might be Sewell, or however, I don't know how to say your name, but I appreciate you. And then, and And Dragoon, and thank you. And to Dino, thank you for showing up and not bringing the dog. And then, so we're basically done here today. You guys don't forget to follow the channel or subscribe to it if you're on the YouTubes when it comes out on the YouTubes in the middle of the week.
Like and or share.
And please do. Let your friends know, because we don't usually do drops around here. Did anybody get a drop?
No.
I doubt it. They don't usually put me on the list because I've
got
complained
dropped on the
too
game.
much.
Does that count?
No.
No. Okay.
Not much.
Twitch drops.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's all I got. Guys, we'll talk again soon. Probably in 2 hours for sure. See you then. Or I'll be back to talk to you guys in a minute.
All right, I'll be back.
Thank you guys. Again, thank you. Thanks to everybody. Hope Tiggs is back in the office soon so we can get this party started. Please don't make this your relaunch, but we'll talk to you guys next time.